Hello, my name is Chris Woodpan. I'm the owner of Ingot Film Studios, and I am working with Hero Time to make a bunch of videos to help you get your products ready for print. This episode, we're going to talk about importing into Photoshop because perhaps you have graphics and you like working in Photoshop, you're comfortable there, then you may want to use that as one of your main tools. So you need to get products in Photoshop. How do you do that? Well, let's hop into Photoshop and find out. Really, the easiest way to do it is just to import the file, which I just drag it in and drop it on top of my workspace. So let's drag in this PNG file of this train that I drew, and you can see here that Photoshop wants to let me resize it, and then I can drop it in. I hit OK and accept, and now you can see we have this nice train sitting in here. Now, as time goes on, if I work and drag and move the train around, it's going to stay put. Why is it doing that? And why is it holding its integrity? So in Photoshop, there's a setting called Smart Objects. And when you import something, you have the option to make it a smart object or not. That's denoted by this little box that's down here in the layers panel that's sitting right below me. And that's important because that means that it's a link to the main file itself. What exactly does that mean? Let's have a little experiment. So here I have the same train. I am going to make a copy and move it over. Now you can see here it made a copy and everything's the same. So if I double click on this, it brings me up to the main item. I can edit that. Let's say I want to take out the 22 and just paint over it, save it, close it, and you can see the 22 is gone from all the images. So smart objects not only are great for what I'm about to show you with resolution, they're also great because it allows you to work on an individual file, which then will affect every instance of that file. And all you have to do to use it is just copy the layer that it is. The other thing it allows me to do is to scale things with the full integrity of the object. Now, if you didn't save it with high resolution, this isn't some magical fix, but what it is if you have a high resolution image and you scale it, it's going to hold that. So what happens when we don't have a smart object? So let me rasterize this layer here. And now I'm going to shrink that train down, all the way down. Let's say we'll shrink it, oh, that's itty bitty, just like that. Now, when I scale it up to the same size that it was, you can see here, we've lost all that detail we once had. So if you remember from the video way back at the beginning, when you make that small, you're lowering the resolution of it, which means you can't just increase the resolution. Importing things into Photoshop, make sure that if you have the option selected that you use it as a smart object. Super important, because if you need to scale something or you accidentally scale something down and then realize later, hey, I can make this much bigger and I made room for it on this card or whatever I'm working on, it will give you the option to be able to do that. The other thing is you can actually work with Illustrator files directly into Photoshop. So how does that work? Same thing, I'm just going to drag and drop. And now here it wants to add it in as a page, an image. Just hit OK. And you can see here that I now have that same object, but it's now linked to the actual Illustrator file that it came from. So you can see the 22 is back because this is the actual Illustrator file. It also has a smart object tag because now it's associated with that. So if I want to and double click on that, it's going to open it right up here in Illustrator. And you can see this is the same file. So now let's say I change this to the number 23 and hit save. When I go back into Photoshop, you can see that it updated it there. So it gives you that ability to have live editing and updating of objects. So there you have it, importing files into Photoshop. Number one, rule of thumb, use a smart object. They have many benefits. Number one being it kind of allows you to do a global edit. So if you change it one place, it will change it every instance of that. So if you're doing a card and you change an icon, this is simply the best way to do that if you're using Photoshop. Also remember that if you have a smart object, we can scale it because it's referencing that image. Now, the image is only as good as the resolution that it had to begin with, so if it wasn't exported at a high resolution, this isn't a magic fix. And then last but not least, you can directly link an Illustrator file into Photoshop by just importing it. And then it becomes like a live working file that you can then work on and edit throughout the process. So there you have it. I hope you found that helpful. So tune in for the next episode where we'll talk about bringing these things into Illustrator and how do you work with a raster image inside there. So be sure to check back for that, and we'll see you next time.